This is Ezekiel 7:6. An end is come, the end is come, it watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come, the morning is come unto thee, O that dwellest in the land. The time is come, the day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains. I like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Kol Haloim La, Yahawah Bahashem, Yahawashi Bahashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and the like-minded brothers. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that's scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwath that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shuab Amawan back at you with another lesson. And you see the title, all right? Ice, Ice Baby, okay? 2 more shootings, all right? All hell about to break loose, okay? And I just ran across this article 14 minutes ago, all right, that it was brought out, all right? And that's what inspired me to do the video real quick, all right? So it says, Ice, Ice Baby shooting, live updates. Minnesota and Portland shootings fuel protests. All right. So you had 2 days ago, you had a shooting from the ice cream agents. All right. And in Minnesota, and apparently they killed a woman. All right. Which you have to remember, man, the world is a stage, and a lot of these things are just psyops. All right. And they bring these psyops to, you know, bring in agenda. Okay. So do we really know if it happened or not? We don't know. All right. We can only just go kind of based off what the news is saying. All right. But you got to use the spirit of discernment. All right. But supposedly, you know, a woman was shot. All right. And it caused a lot of protests to arise. Okay. And here it is the next day, 2 more people get shot in Portland. All right. And now it's basically, you know, like it says right here, it's causing a lot of rioting. Basically, they're trying to say is going to bring heavy protests upon this place. Okay, and that's what they want. That's the game plan. You see, because now they're able to bring in, all right, their agenda even faster. The main thing they're trying to do is they're trying to bring in these martial law troops. They're trying to make everything go into martial law, all right, to lock this shit down. All right, so let me play this real quick. All right, there's a little video here. All right, it says protests erupt across U.S. after fatal Minneapolis ICE shooting. Right.
Overnight, tensions rising nationwide. Amid the Trump administration's immigration crackdown, crowds gathering in cities across the country, including New York, Columbus, Dallas, LA, and Minneapolis, where the fatal shooting of a woman by an ICE agent kicked off a nationwide response. The officer who killed 37-year-old mother of 3, Renee Good, now identified as Jonathan Ross. DHS telling NBC News Ross was seriously injured in a traffic stop here 6 months ago when he tried to arrest an undocumented convicted sex offender who dragged Ross 50 yards with his car. 6 months later, this fateful moment. Police say Good was blocking the road with her SUV. You can see officers approach, Ross stepping in front of it. Good reverses before accelerating forward while turning. That's when authorities say Ross fired multiple shots. The Trump administration defending his actions, including Vice President J.D. Vance, in a rare appearance in the White House briefing room, saying without evidence that Good was radicalized. Pressed by NBC's Kelly O'Donnell, Is there a risk with you describing her as a deranged is talking about very specific facts of these events when an investigation is just beginning?
Well, first of all, the Department of Justice is going to investigate this in this case. You have a woman who is trying to obstruct a legitimate law enforcement operation. I can believe that her death is a tragedy, while also recognizing that it's a tragedy of her own making.
While local officials, including the city's mayor, dispute the Trump administration's narrative, and some expressing frustration with the investigation.
It feels very, very difficult that we will get a fair outcome. And I say that only because people in positions of power have already passed judgment.
So amid all this unrest, new overnight, the New York Times reporting the Trump administration now plans to deploy more than 100 U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents here to the Minneapolis area, with the acting ICE director saying operations here will continue. Maggie, thank you.
And that's what it's about. It's about them bringing more, protection, bringing in martial law troops. All right. More border patrol. You see, this devil knows how to play his cards exactly how he needs it to play. Okay. This is how he puts you Jakes on the front page and makes you look like you are a problem to society. Okay. Like, who the hell ain't gonna be trying to haul ass on your ass? You know what I'm saying? You niggas is out there doing the most wicked things, all right, and literally doing it in the most craziest spots. You see, that they'll really go out of their way to try to capture someone, you know what I'm saying? And then they expect things like this not to happen. They expect people not to be hitting, full gas on the throttle to try to escape. What the hell is wrong with y'all? And here it is. They'll justify it. The system will justify it and say that, it was a tragic loss, but it was also done in righteousness. According to their ways, all right, it's done in righteousness. So that's what this devil's about, man. Okay, he's about putting you on the front page and making you look like you are the enemy of the state. Okay, and this is why things are going to intensify even more. And your president, your cruel lord, all right, told you before the end of 2025, all right, which I did a video on, a couple of articles on it. He said that in 2026 that the ice cream agents are going to be intensified. You see, he told you that these things are going to get even more serious, according to him. Okay, so you got to expect this. This is why the scriptures say, right? And let's grab that real quick. And this is 1 Timothy 3, 2 Timothy, Salakia, 2 Timothy 3:1. And it says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Meaning what? Dangerous. We're in dangerous times, man. Okay, let's grab Ephesians 5:15. And it says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. You see? So we're in evil times, man. Okay, let's grab this. This is Proverbs. Okay, this is Proverbs 22 and 27. Let's grab 22. All right, because it's in both of them. All right, but this is 22:3. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. You see? And this is why the Lord has said, how long will you simple ones love simplicity? You niggas is simple as hell, man. You niggas is straight under strong delusion, not understanding what time we really are in. We are in a time of evil, man. So by being in the time of evil, you want to hide yourself from that evil. How do you hide yourself? By these scriptures, by the name of YAHAWAH'S, as the scriptures tell you in Proverbs 18:10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous man runneth into it and is safe. You see? By you having the name of the Lord, all right, you are going to be preserved, okay, from evil. Proverbs 1. Let's grab that real quick. Proverbs 1 and 29. It says, the fear, oh, Salakia, it went to the wrong one. Proverbs 1 and 29. Right? It says, for that they hated the knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord Yahweh. They would none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of their fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whosoever hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from the fear of evil. You see? NLT says, but all who listen to me will live in peace, untroubled by fear of harm. Okay? Let's grab Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 1. Right? It says, but the souls of the righteous are in the hands of Yahweh, and there shall no torment touch them. You see? So we're not going to have to worry about none of that, man, because we are doing the righteous thing to Yahweh with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. We're resting in the Lord, and we're casting our burdens upon the Lord. So the Lord is going to be able to what? Sustain us. Okay? Let's grab, what's that other precept I'm thinking of? I think it's Ecclesiastes. Let me grab it. Let me do it this way. Shall no evil touch them, KJV. Okay, I'll use that one.
The phrase.
That's not the one I was looking for, but I'm going to use that one. This is Job 5 and 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yeah, and in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. You see? So, you know, we're in the time of troubles, man. We're at the ending of these troubles. And because we're at the end of these troubles, troubles are going to intensify, because 2/3 of our people have to be cut off and die, man. All right, they have to learn by death and pain. You see, but if you don't want to go through that scenario, right, you don't want to be tortured and brought to death by the hands of these devils, right? Well, then you have to do the will of the Lord so that no evil will touch you, man. You will not be harmed from the destruction. You will not be harmed by the sword. You see? Let's see what that article was saying. There was a little bit more on that article. Oh, shit. My bad. Hold on. Of course I will lose it. That's boo-boo. Hold on real quick. Oh, man, I lost it. That's boo-boo. Let me see if this was it. Nah, this wasn't it. Damn, yo. It had like a little thing on it where it was explaining something on it. And now I lost it. Because I went into. That's all right. I'll use what I got over here. So let me see what comes up. I got another one. I'm gonna have to use this one. It says what we know, what we covered. It says outrage in Minneapolis. Protesters are rallying a few blocks from the street where an ice cream agent fatally shot a Minneapolis woman. All right. It says Minnesota government, Tim Walz, has authorized the state National Guard. You see, this is what it's about, man. It's about bringing the National Guard. It's about bringing these martial law troops. And once these martial law troops are here, all right, listen, man, with all the protests and the rioting that's going to happen, it's just going to turn it up a notch, you see? And it's going to give them the okay to put, you know, the state into a state of emergency, all right? And then bring in martial law. This is going to happen in other, I guarantee you, it's going to happen in other states, in different states. And within this month, you're going to hear about this in different states happening. And what it does is just stirs up, all right, the communities, all right? And they're doing it right now with the Northern Kingdom. Eventually, it's going to come to the Southern Kingdom. And you know, when Judah gets roused up, all right, it's a whole nother game plan. That's what they really want, is Judah to get roused up, because that's when they're going to bring the martial law troops in. You see? Right? So it says, Portland shooting in a separate incident, a husband and wife are hospitalized, all right? So these didn't die after they were shot by a Border Patrol agent. Agents had attempted to stop a vehicle with a suspected gang member, okay? Of course, it had to be a gang member. See, the fact that they're all going against these gang members, they're going against supposedly people that are a problem to society, and then they have the right to basically shoot them, okay? And then when something happens to them, all right, to these ice cream agents, now they can point the finger and say, you see, this is why we need National Guard. This is why we need martial law, okay? Because these people are dangerous. When, like I said last night in the Highways and Hedges, the most fucking dangerous man on earth, the most criminalized man is Esau Edom his damn self. You see? He's the biggest crime mobster of all time. He's on the list for every crime that is in America. He is the top #1 person that runs all these other nations, man. Literally. The so-called white man is the biggest criminal on planet Earth, okay? And then he'll try to make us look like we're the worst when he's the leading, all right? He's the one leading in the statistics of the most crimes, man. So it says, agents had attempted to stop a vehicle with a suspected gang member, and according to a senior law enforcement official, scrutiny over investigation amid calls for a transparent investigation, the FBI has taken over the probe, with a Minnesota agency saying it has been blocked from accessing key materials. View CNN's video analysis of the incident here. I could care less about that. All right. I really wanted that other article I had, because did I save it? Hold on, let me see if I saved it. I should have saved it like I normally do. Nah, I didn't save it. Boo-boo. Okay. It's all right, though. Let me see if I can try to bring up another one and see if it comes up. Oh, here it goes. YAHAWAH'S. There it is. Brought it up in a different way. It says what we know, right? Going back, it says the FBI will be solely responsible for investigating the killing of Renee Nicole Good. All right, that was the one in Minnesota. All right. Minnesota government, Tim Walz, said he's how you say this word? Pessimistic. Let me see. Pessimistic. What the fuck? Pessimistic. My bad. Right? So it says he's pessimistic. All right. There will be a fair outcome from a federal probe without local law enforcement involved. Good's fatal shooting has sparked a national outrage. See, national outrage and dueling narratives about about what led to the gunfire. Vice President J.D. Vance called Good's death a tragedy of her own making. Here we go. You see, Local Minnesota officials have contradicted federal authorities' account of events, with Walz telling people not to believe what he described as a propaganda machine, and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey calling ICE's characterization bulls. The FBI said it was investigating after two people were injured in a shooting involving federal agents in Portland, Oregon yesterday afternoon. You see? DHS identifies two people shot, blah, blah, blah. Claims they are Tren de Argua gang members. Okay? Never heard of that gang in my life. Must be a gang from one of these other countries, and this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to use the gang life activity in these other countries, all right, to, you know, deem us as domestic terrorists on this side, man. All right, this is it says DHS identifies two people shot in Portland, claims that they are from the Tren de Argua gang members, right? The Department of Homeland Security identified the two people shot in Portland yesterday, calling them suspected gang associates in a post on X. The driver of the vehicle, Luis David Nico Mancada, was said to have illegally entered into the United States in 2022 and released into the country by the Biden administration. The passenger, Yorlens Betsabeth Zambrano Contreras. God damn these names, boy. Jake is crazy when it comes to naming themselves. Was said to be played a role in the Tren de Argua prostitution ring. She entered the U.S. in 2023. Okay, yesterday's shooting occurred during a targeted vehicle stop in which the driver allegedly tried to run over agents. Okay, and that's gonna be the new thing. They're gonna always put you out like you tried to hurt them, tried to run them over. You know, you tried to interfere with their investigation, right? A Department of Homeland Security spokesperson said, right? And this is what they look like. Two gang members, right? Says yesterday, two suspected Arguaya gang associates let loose on American streets by Joe Biden weaponized their vehicle against Border Patrol in Portland. The agent took immediate action to defend himself and others shooting them. Okay, but you get the point. All right. Oregon government Tina Kotek spoke out after the Portland shooting that involved federal agents, saying the events were instigated by the Trump administration reckless agenda. She went to call for the transparency and accountability for the shooting. All right, I want to see what that's about. Reckless agenda. Okay, I don't know if that's the name of the agenda, or she's just saying it's a reckless agenda. But it says, I'm gonna look that up in a second. It says at least 1,000 people marched in South Minneapolis last night toward the location where a woman was fatally shot by ICE as freezing rain poured down. As the crowd came down the street toward the makeshift memorial setup for Renee Nicole Good, a chorus of voices could be heard as protesters with a megaphone led the emotional, peaceful crowd through a series of chants. When they arrived at the end of the residential street where Good was shot and killed as ICE personnel asked her to move her car, the protesters stopped and gathered closely together as rain pelted the large crowd. All right, and this is little pictures of it right here. Okay. It says, say her name, blah, blah, blah. It's obviously not safe here. They are attacking our neighbors. This is our community. This is America. You know, the same old bullshit. All right. I'm going to end it off, though. Let me just look at this. Reckless agenda. Let's see what that shit's about. A reckless agenda refers to a political or personal plan characterized by extreme carelessness, disregarding significant risk, potential harm, or negative consequences, often prioritizing short-term gains or ideological goals over public well-being, economic stability, and legal boundaries, with recent examples frequently targeting DT's economic policies, tariffs, inflation, and power grabs, as criticized by Democrats and watchdog groups. All right, so I mean, I don't think that's the name of the agenda, because they'll name their agendas, agenda reckless or agenda this or that, agenda that. You know, I think she was just using the word reckless as a reckless agenda, but it still comes up with an AI overview, and this is what's going on. You see, it's made to what? To, you know, it's made by it says by extreme carelessness, potential harm, negative consequences. That's what's coming to you, Jakes, in 2026. That's all part of Jacob's trouble, man. Okay. It says prioritizing short-term gains and ideological goals over public well-being, economic stability. You know, that's what this devil's trying to get, economic, you know, stability, you know, or legal boundaries. Okay. But, you know, you get the point, man. This devil's not going to stop till blood. All right. Till blood is all over the place. He is not satisfied with blood, as the scriptures say, man. Okay. So he wants to, he actually enjoys to see blood being pushed all over the place, man. Okay. And that's why he has to be taken out of the way, because he is the number one. Let's grab that. This is Numbers. All right. Numbers 35 and 33. And it says, for thou shalt not pollute the land wherein you are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. You see, and that's why the Lord is preparing slaughter for his children, man. All right, this is 14 and 28. I mean, not 14 and 28. 21. All right, in Isaiah it says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, remnant, son, nephew, said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. You see, the Lord is ready to take you out of the way, okay, for the wickedness that you have created on this earth, man, for the bloodshed. All right, this is Obadiah 1 and 9. I mean, 1 and 10. It says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. You see, the Lord is about to cut this devil off from the planet Earth, because he was made to destroy everything in his path, man. Revelation 6 and 4, right? And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. Okay. And what do you do with a sword? You slaughter. Okay. He is known to slaughter. Okay. And the Lord is preparing him to slaughter those that don't want to hearken on to the Lord. Let's end it with this. This is Ezekiel 21 and 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. And he that has given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. You see? Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. Okay. And the Lord, all right, has no respect of persons, man. When the Lord comes to destroy, all right, he comes. This is Ezekiel 9 and 4. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old, young, both maids, little children, and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. And begin, all right, and that mark is a tawa. It means exempt from judgment. See, that's the mark that you want. The mark of exemption from judgment, not the mark of Esau. Okay. It says, then they began and began at my sanctuary. Then they began at the HMN, which were before the house. All right. And the Lord is about to start off with the house of Israel first, man. Those that know the truth. And after he's done with those that know the truth, all right, he's going to bring bloodshed upon 2/3 that didn't want to hearken onto the word, because they must learn by death and pain, you see. So it's going to continually get worse out here, more and more. Start looking out for on the news. Every other state, all right, is going to have different types of ice baby shootings. All right, best believe that. All right, so I'm gonna leave it there through the spirit. Lord willing, it was edified. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloyim La Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aqua that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith, enduring as good soldiers of Yahawashi, all right? Because we are at the end of this thing, man. And this thing is all hell about to break loose. Technology about to be rolled out. And World War III is about to end this place, man. So stay fervent. Shalom.